Hi programmers, hope you are good. So in the last video we have seen that what is the mind map to understand Docker for beginners. Okay, so now over here I'm gonna start explaining each topic one by one so that you will be having clear understanding from where you have to start. Okay, so introduction to Docker. So I'll be covering three topics in this particular video. What is that? Why we use Docker first of all. Second is that what exactly that Docker is and how does the Docker work. Okay, so we'll be covering all those 3 points. Okay, now I've created this one, the software development before Docker. Why Docker was introduced, everything was working fine, and why we have the Docker, what exact problem it solves. First we have to understand that one, then we will see that what is Docker and how it works. So that is the flow. So why and what and how. Okay, first of all, okay, so why we are using Docker? So it is nothing but, okay, so we have a scenario, something like that. For example, a particular company wanted to build an application of e-commerce, and they have a team lead over here, and they have developer 1, developer 2, something like that, right? And all these developers, and this is a server. So the typical flow is like all the application, whatever the application or features will be built, that will be combined to one project, and that will be sent or served inside a server. And that server might be running somewhere. I'm not going to go in detail, like on AWS or something like that, so that you get confused. But the thing is that all the features which you are building, the developers are building, they push that one in one project, and that one project will be up and running in particular server. Keep it simple. And that server will be responsible for making that application alive for around the world, using that public hosting networking site, a DNS server or something like that. That's how we can see our application up and running. Now every thing was working fine, but the thing is that some certain scenarios, what was happening was, this particular team lead, they start building the application, but the other developers were facing some issues while building their features. So what is the meaning of that? Okay, at the time of building the features, the developer, this particular organization or this particular team lead, didn't mention telling that what version we have to use for deploying the application, something like that. For example, they wanted to build an application on Node.js, right? So they decided that they wanted to build an application on Node version 16. But these developer 1, developer 2, they don't know what version they have to use. They started using that application on Node.js version called 14, and he is using much lighter version and like older version like 12 or something like that. Now you can see the incompatibility. It is telling that Node version 16 is incompatible with 14 and 12. All right, so whatever the features are being built for 12, it won't be compatible. It might not be compatible with the 14 and 16, something like that. So at the time of deploying those applications, they were facing an issue, telling that those applications are running fine in their local machine, but it is not working fine or up and running in server or the other developer's machine, because the Node version is not available, not proper, right? So this is one of the examples. But what if they have the other application that are required for Node.js application to run, right? So they have a MySQL application up and running, right? So my SQL application might be having like version 1.2, something like that. I don't know exact version, but the thing is that this application is using version 2, right? And they are using version 1.9. He is using 1.7, something like that. Okay, so the compatibility issue is happening over here, and that's why they can't make decisions that what's going on. So here comes a rescue guy that is called Docker. So once Docker came into the picture, which look like this now. All right, so we will see that after the Docker launch, how the software development changes its flow and how it is benefited for each and every developers for work independently, have faster performance at the time of deployment the application. So what they did was, this particular developer, they told like, okay, now we have to have a single platform, okay, a single platform where this particular team, because they are seniors, they are team leaders, they are telling like, okay, we will create an instruction. Okay, so instruction there, that instruction will be having, will be telling like, okay, what will be installed inside this particular box. Just consider this one as a box. Okay, so okay, I'm telling, it is mentioning that over here I'm telling they wanted to have Node.js 18. Okay, so whatever the source code they are building, for example, they have that project structure here in their VS Code or something like that, which is in a Express, not Express, .js and everything, all the folders, all the files are here, right? So the thing is that what they will do is they will tell like, okay, first of all, inside this box you install this one, Node.js. Now whatever the project structure we have, take this project structure and put inside this box again. Okay, the same instruction will be given inside this template. Okay, now the third thing is that, hey, you got Node.js, you got all the project structure inside this box, right? Now you just mention one more instruction over here telling that how to run this particular project, right? There is like npm start, right? Once you run this application, once you hit this application, that is running in your local machine. But the thing is that you are not running that one anymore in your local machine, you are running inside this box. So you are giving 3 instructions here telling that you have to install Node.js inside this box, you have to copy entire your project structure inside this one, and then you have to, you know, run that application using this command. All those 3 instructions are created inside this template, and that's how our application is running inside this container. Okay, now the thing is that how that happens, that container, that box is nothing but a container, and that container is being built by Docker, and that's it. That is Docker container in simple terms. Okay, now let's see the flow over here, how that thing works. Okay, now here whatever the developer is building here, each and every developer's machine will be having Docker installed like that, and that is called Docker desktop. Okay, you have to install that one in your local machine. Once you install that one, what you have to do, you have to create this one. Okay, that particular template, that instruction file, and that instruction file will be having all the instruction, and that will be creating this container over here like this one. So all the developers are using same environment which is inside this particular container. That's also lots of problem there, and that particular container directly be deployed on server, and that's how we get the application. So we are like having all the features are up and running inside this particular container, right? That's how we solve a lot of problems. And the thing is that this is really lightweight, and that can be push from different developers machine, and they can be run independently. So that's the beauty of, you know, Docker. But the thing is that we need to understand how exactly it works behind the scene. Okay, now if I give you more example on this one, is like how exactly does that work. Here is the example. Okay, so the thing is that the developer which was here, they will be building an instruction file. This is the instruction file, that is nothing but Docker file. Okay, so that Docker file, whenever that we install that Docker over here, right? So here we install Docker, right? If I tell you here, we install Docker in each and every machine, right? That one there. Now, so at the time of this particular guy is telling like, okay, we have to, you know, take this project structure, all the instruction will be mentioned over here. We have to install Node.js application and everything. Okay, so at the time of running like Docker run and particular command. Okay, just leave that one. I'm gonna give you an example that what is the meaning of that one. But the thing is that for now, all the instruction will be here, and that is called Docker file, and that is a predefined keyword, that is Docker file in this particular naming convention, capital D, okay, and small f, Docker file. As soon as you run that Docker file, whatever the directory you are in, the Docker will go and find Docker file there. It will take that Docker file inside their machine, inside the Docker desktop, and then start reading the instructions there. Okay, So first of all, we have had an instruction over here called node.js 18 to be installed, right? Then followed by we have to we have to tell like, okay, we are telling like copy project, and then we are telling like run project, which is nothing but node.js application. Only 3 commands we have had there, right? So these command will be running inside that Docker desktop one by one. Once this is done, then only it will be going to the second one. Once this is success, then it will be going to the third one. Okay, now see the flow over here. Once we got that one, it will check that, okay, it is telling like, okay, they wanted to have a particular container, which is here, right? This container, that Docker desktop will go somewhere. That somewhere is nothing but Docker Hub, which is this one. Docker Hub is an official website where all the images will be saved. What is the meaning of images? So you are telling like you have to install Node.js, right? So why Node.js? You can install like a Java application and Python application, something like that, right? So all those official programming languages, all those developers, what they did was they created their images and they put that image inside the Docker Hub platform. So at the time of installing, what type of container you want a type of container called Node.js, right? So that's how you are mentioning that we wanted to have Node.js image. So you are mentioning image name over here, right? And that image name is being pulled from Docker Hub. So all the images name will be there. So if you want me to show that example, I'm gonna go over here and show you Docker Hub. If I go here and then search over here, see, I'm going to Docker Hub and search like, okay, Node, and hit it. So this one, see, I have this application, that Node.js application, which is being downloaded or used by 1 billion people, literally 1 billion people. And you should check this mark like trusted content. If you select this one, you can see that only 2 are the official I would say the Docker images, which are provided by the Node.js official guys, like that. Now just click this one. Now you can see that they have a lot of versions available over here. So you have to use those versions. And I'm gonna tell you that what is this particular command, but just forget that one for now. So you have to consider that, okay, you just need to have this Node.js version, but you might be wondering that what version should I use? So you can use version based on this one. So you have to define node and particular version 18-Alpine, or if you can, Alpine is nothing but lighter version. You are telling that Docker, hey, don't pull all libraries in your local machine, just put lighter version. That's why you are putting Alpine. If you are not putting Alpine, it will pull like all the heavy weighted libraries in your local machine. So that's how you can. And then same goes for Slim. Slim is much I think either way, both, one of them is lighter than each other or something like that. So yeah, that's how you can having your all the images. So if I show you the other one, for example, Java, let's say we have Java application. If I'm going here, yes, we have Java application. If I'm putting this one trusted, yes, it's telling that deprecated, but yeah, so I don't know, still everyone is using like OpenJDK. So yeah, you have to use OpenJDK like that. So it has all the other frameworks. For example, it might be having Express. Let me show you Express, Mongo Express as well. Yeah, so it has a connection like Express.js with the MongoDB, everything, but 2 different containers are plugged together. Okay, so you understood that one, right? So now if I'm going back to the explanation, this is how Docker Hub will be having all the images defined there. So first instruction, as soon as the Docker desktop gets, it will go to the Docker Hub and then push that image and start installing that image in your local machine here. Back. Okay, once you got that application up and running over here, what you will be doing, like Docker desktop will be doing is that it will copy the entire project which you have over here. It will copy these inside this one. inside this container itself. Okay, it will copy each and everything. So that is called working directory. So you have to define like what working directory you want to work in. Don't worry, definitely we will be having that example, that how you have to copy those things, what is the command, how the syntax look like and everything. Okay, finally you are mentioning like, okay, node npm run install, something like that. Same instruction you have to mention inside this Docker file, like that. All right, so once you understood that one, that application will be running inside the particular developer's machine or something like that. So once we got that one, that application will be running inside the local system, and that Docker inside the Docker machine, and the Docker will be Docker container will be pushed to server, and that's how we get our application up and running into inside the for the world, right? So that is the particular scenario which I wanted to give you a explanation on. Now in the next video, I'll be covering one of the most important points is that installing Dockers. I've already created this video. I'm gonna put how to install those instructions and everything. Actually, I created a video for having a good workspace for all the software development, all the softwares which are required for software development. So I created that video. That video has this particular thing, like how to install Docker on Windows and Mac and Linux or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna put that one in the description below. Okay, now in the next video, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start giving you real-time examples of Docker image, Docker container, and Docker CLI commands, so that we will be having like real-time examples. Let's start with the Node.js, followed by Python and Java, something like that. Okay, and then slowly we will go and understand each and every concept. Now if you have any question, please do let me know in the comment section below, so that I will answer to your question and then start creating videos based on your requirements. So I just wanted to create these particular videos for all the beginners who just wanted to get started with Dockers. And guys, Docker is one of the most important skills you should have in your resume, so that you will get attract the recruiters and everything. Okay, so yeah, do let me know if you have any question. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching.